Perhaps you have come this far in search of rest. Perhaps disbelieving that words could alleviate the silent pain the mind carries. Or doubting that a simple poem could transform the weight of insomnia into quietude. And it is natural that you think this way. The rush of days, the constant pressure, the memories that will not be silenced. It all seems greater than any voice. But allow yourself to listen, even if with caution, because words, when chosen with delicacy, can become a balm. They have the capacity to cross invisible walls, to touch the heart where science does not always reach, to offer consolation and relief when the body asks for silence and the soul asks for repose. A poem is not just a sequence of verses. It can be an invitation to dive in. A safe space where you can rest without fear, without demands, without the weight of expectations. Here there is no rush, no requirement. Just a smooth flow of images and feelings that draws near to the slow breath of one who wishes to sleep in peace. Think for an instant, how many times have you tried to force sleep? Squeezing your eyes shut, turning from one side to the other, wishing time would pass more quickly? Sleep, however, does not come by force. It does not respond to commands. It arrives when the mind is welcomed, when anxiety dissolves, when solitude transforms into gentle company. This is what this poem intends, to be company for you, in this moment when the night seems infinite. Let my voice, as it narrates each word, be like the rocking of a boat on calm waters. This is not about magical promises, but about allowing your own breath to find a new rhythm, lighter, more measured. May each phrase be like a gentle wave that touches the sand and withdraws, without rush, simply existing in its own time. Imagine now that you are walking along a tranquil road lined with tall trees, whose leaves move lightly to the touch of the night wind. The air is fresh, clean, carrying a silence that does not frighten but welcomes. With each step you perceive the noises of the day growing more distant, as if they belong to another life, another place. Here on this path there exists only you and the calm that slowly begins to spread through your chest. There is no need for haste. You can hear every detail of the imaginary environment opening before you. A stream runs close by, with crystalline water reflecting the soft light of the moon. The sound is constant but never disturbing, like a whisper that reminds you life moves in harmony, even when you feel lost. This pure sound can begin to dissolve your heaviest thoughts, as if each drop carried away a piece of worry. Now breathe deeply. Allow the air to enter slowly and leave even slower. Feel that your breath is not just a physical movement but also a gesture of welcome. With each inhalation you receive calm. With each exhalation you release the weight of anxiety. Little by little your body understands the message. Here in this instant there is no danger, no struggle, only rest. As you walk, a clearing opens, revealing a field covered by flowers that seem to glow under the moonlight. They are soft colors, tones that do not shout but invite comfort. You can lie down there, feel the delicate perfume of nature. Perceive that time no longer matters. What matters is the present, the comfort, the serenity. Thoughts arise, do not fight them. Let them pass like clouds crossing the sky. There is no need to push them away, only to observe them as they move on. Because just as the sky does not lose its immensity because of a few clouds, you do not lose your essence because of momentary worries. In this safe space, every word you hear is an invitation to rest. Allow your shoulders to relax, your forehead to soften, your jaw to loosen. Perceive that the body obeys when the mind receives permission to rest. Little by little, you begin to surrender to the sensation of lightness as if you were floating. And if at some moment you feel sleep arriving, do not resist. This poem does not demand that you hear it until the end. It exists to accompany your transition, to make the path to dreams more gentle. If you fall asleep in the middle of a verse, it will be a sign that it has fulfilled its purpose. Now that you are lying in this field of flowers illuminated by the moon, feel the softness of the grass beneath your body. It is not cold nor rough, but warm, welcoming, as if the very earth recognized your weariness and offered a silent embrace. You need do nothing but surrender to this feeling of support. Nature here is your ally. The sky above you is broad and deep. Stars twinkle like small signals of hope, reminding you that despite the darkness, there are always lights shining. Perhaps you feel that each star carries a piece of your own story, a fragment of your most intimate desires, as if the universe kept secret all that you have ever dreamed. This perception brings not anxiety but a discreet comfort. You have never been alone, never been forgotten. Listen to the distant sound of owls conversing among themselves, like guardians of the night. Their calls do not disturb. On the contrary, they mark the beat of a soft melody that accompanies your breathing. The wind, in turn, blows delicately, touching your skin with invisible hands that demand nothing, only remind you that you are alive, present, protected by forces greater than the everyday world allows you to see. Allow yourself to imagine that each muscle of your body, one by one, begins to loosen. First the feet, which so often carried weight during the day. Now they rest. Then the legs, which sustained silent journeys, find repose. With each part that relaxes, the clearing seems softer, more inviting, as if the universe had molded this space just for you. Your breathing, once quickened, has now found its rhythm. Inhale calm, exhale tension. Feel the difference. The heart responds, beating tranquilly, like a distant drum that does not frighten but guides. The entire body, little by little, understands the message from the environment. Here is a place for pause. Here you can be just you, without masks, without rush, without demands. The stream you heard before now seems even closer, as if it wants to join the melody of the night. The water glides over the smooth stones, producing a sound that rocks. You can imagine this sound as if it were an ancient song, a memory of something you have always known, but which was hidden under the noise of the days. This natural melody speaks directly to your soul, reminding you of a time when simplicity was enough. In this moment, the denser thoughts begin to lose their strength. They may still appear, but they no longer command your attention. They are like leaves carried by the stream's current. They may appear, but inevitably move on. You do not need to hold them, you do not need to fight. Just observe and allow them to drift away. The inner silence begins to grow, and with it a sensation of peace that spreads from your chest to your entire body. Imagine that the moon above you casts a soft light that touches your skin. This light does not burn, does not blind, it only warms, like the embrace of someone you love deeply. This energy travels down your arms, reaches your hands, and each finger releases its accumulated effort. Then it descends to your abdomen, relieving stored tensions. It reaches the heart, enveloping it with tenderness as if to say, "You may rest now." You feel that time no longer has the same weight. The minutes do not matter, the hours do not pressure. There is only the eternity of this instant, where rest is permitted, where sleep can arrive uncalled. This absence of rush is a rare gift, and you may accept it without guilt. Perhaps a good memory comes to mind, a memory from childhood, of a moment when the world seemed simpler. Allow yourself to relive this scene with fondness. Perhaps it is the smell of a cake coming out of the oven, the sound of a beloved laugh, the feeling of being safe in a place where nothing could go wrong. This memory does not arise to bind you to the past, but to remind you that within you there still exists innocence, there still exists softness, there still exists love. If anxiety tries to interrupt, breathe again. Inhale as if you were absorbing all the calm of this field. Exhale as if you were leaving the weight of the day behind. Each breath is a choice, and now you choose serenity. Little by little, the body grows heavier, not with tiredness, but with surrender. The mind, lighter, floats, allowing sleep to approach naturally. And if sleep does not come yet, that is perfectly all right. The simple act of resting, of allowing yourself this moment, is already healing. The heart thanks you, the muscles thank you, the mind thanks you. You need not demand results, for true rest is not born from haste, but from permission. The night advances over this serene scene, but instead of weighing down, it becomes a mantle of protection. The field of flowers remains illuminated by the moon, which now seems closer, almost as if it wants to converse with you. Its light reflects on every petal, on every leaf, creating delicate patterns that move with the wind. It is as if the entire universe had fallen silent just so you could rest. You feel you are not merely lying upon the earth, but connected to it, as if invisible roots gently form beneath your body, linking you to the silent force that sustains mountains, seas, and forests. This energy rising from the earth is calm, firm, and trustworthy. It reminds you that just as nature has its cycles of storms and calm, you too have the right to traverse your difficult moments and afterwards be reborn in serenity. On the horizon, almost dreamlike images arise. Trees that seem to breathe along with you, releasing into the air a light scent of fresh leaves and blossoms. It is a scent that cleanses, that calms, that awakens memories of tranquil mornings, the feeling of walking without rush in a garden where time does not pressure. This imaginary aroma envelopes your senses, making it easier to release fears, to make space for peace. Your ears, now attentive, perceive even subtler details. The sound of night insects blends with the rustling of leaves. There is no confusion in these sounds, only a simple harmony, as if the night itself were a tuned orchestra. Every note of this natural melody accompanies the rhythm of your heart, which continues slower, calmer, more balanced. You may feel your entire body begin to float lightly in an almost magical way. It is not a floating of movement, but of sensation, as if you are being held by invisible hands that keep you secure. This lightness increases each time you release a thought, each time you allow yourself to trust the silence. The mind finds space to empty itself, and the emptiness does not frighten. On the contrary, it liberates. Now imagine the stars above moving slowly, forming soft designs in the sky. They are not fixed constellations, but living shapes that change to convey silent messages. Perhaps you see a perfect circle reminding you of completeness. Perhaps a spiral reminding you that life is movement but also return. Perhaps just scattered points, reminding you that beauty can be in simplicity without the need for rigid order. These images ask for no interpretation. They exist merely to be contemplated, and in contemplating them, you perceive that you too can exist without demands, without the need to justify every gesture. You have a right to repose. You have a right to this moment of serenity. Meanwhile, the stream continues to run, steady, patient, never stopping. It does not rush, it does not fight against the stones, it simply glides around them. You can learn from this image. There is no need to confront everything harshly. Sometimes the path is to circumvent, to continue, to flow. And upon realizing this, a layer of tension within you simply dissolves, like ice melting under the morning sun. Now allow your inner eyes, even closed, to contemplate the scene with clarity. See the flowers that lean lightly with the wind, almost as if dancing for you. See the moon that continues to shine, faithful like an old friend. See the waters that reflect the light and create sparkles that resemble small sparks of hope. The entire scene has been built to cradle your rest, and in it there is no space for fear, only for quietude. In this state you may feel deeper thoughts arise, perhaps unresolved questions, perhaps old pains. But even they seem softened by the atmosphere of the night. They do not shout, they do not wound, they merely present themselves as soft shadows that, little by little, dissolve in the wind. You realize you do not need to carry them all at once. You can let them rest here, under the moon, under the silent gaze of the stars. Breathe deeply once more. Feel that the air entering is like a wave of freshness, and the air leaving is like a river carrying away worries. With each cycle, your mind becomes cleaner, clearer, more prepared for sleep. And if your consciousness begins to gently fade, do not fight it. It is merely the natural transition to a deeper state of healing and rest. Here in the clearing, you find not only a place to fall asleep, but a reminder that peace exists within you. Even when the world seems chaotic, even when the days are heavy, there is always this inner space to which you can return. You need only close your eyes, breathe, and remember, you are part of the harmony that moves everything. The field that holds you now seems to expand in all directions. You no longer feel borders, you no longer perceive limits, only an infinite horizon opening before you. It is as if the night itself had decided to reveal its vastness, not to frighten but to liberate. In this expanse, you discover that you do not need to carry the weight of everything. The space is so great that every worry becomes small, dissolved like a grain of sand before the ocean. In this invisible ocean, your mind finds a place to grow quiet. Think of how the deep waters are silent, even when the surface is agitated. Such is the calm being born within you now. The surface of thoughts may move, may have waves, but deep down there exists an intact serenity. And it is to this depth that you are descending gently, like one who dives without effort, simply allowing themselves to be carried. As you dive, your breath becomes even more measured. Inhale slowly, absorbing the tranquility that envelopes everything. Exhale slowly, letting go of every residue of tension. The entire body responds. The heart beats at a serene pace. The muscles feel pleasantly heavy and the mind opens itself to rest. You no longer need to watch over anything. Everything is protected. Everything is in its right place. Now imagine that around you small lights appear floating in the air like silent fireflies. They do not move fast, they do not shine excessively. They merely hover, illuminating the space with delicate points. It is as if they were messengers of the night, reminding you that even in the dark there is beauty. Even in silence there is music. You watch these fireflies and feel their presence is comforting, like silent friends accompanying you on the path to sleep. One of them draws nearer, hovering over your hand. It has no weight, it demands nothing, it simply glows. You perceive that this glow reflects something within you. Perhaps hope, perhaps courage, perhaps just the memory that, despite everything, there is still light in you. This perception is not rational but felt, and this sensation warms your chest, dissolving any shadow of sadness. Lying in the clearing, you begin to perceive even subtler sounds. Perhaps the distant movement of nocturnal animals, perhaps the rustling of the highest leaves. Everything blends into a soft symphony that has no end or beginning. You allow yourself to be carried as if you were part of this eternal melody. And in fact you are. For in this moment you are not separate from the world but integrated, connected to the breath of the night, to the pulse of the earth, to the silent rhythm of the universe. Little by little, the mind ceases to seek explanations. It no longer tries to control, it no longer worries about interpreting. It is as if logic withdraws to make space for pure experience. The body rests, the soul reposes, and consciousness dissolves into something greater, something that needs no name. This dissolution does not frighten, because it is accompanied by a profound comfort, a warmth that envelopes every part of you. If any remnant of restlessness remains, allow it to join the wind. Imagine the wind traversing your skin, entering your lungs, and as it leaves, it carries with it any leftover anxiety. It carries away repetitive thoughts, tired memories, fears that no longer serve you. And as it takes them, it returns only space, only freedom. You feel lighter, cleaner, more prepared to simply be. Now the sky above seems even more starry. You observe the vastness and perceive that you do not need to understand everything. The stars do not explain themselves, they merely exist. The same is true for you. There is no need to justify your rest, to deserve it. It is a natural right, like the sunrise, like the falling rain. And in this recognition, you finally allow yourself to release any resistance to sleep. Perhaps your eyes are already growing heavy. Perhaps your mind is wavering between wakefulness and dream. If this happens, do not fight it. Merely accept. The poem is here to accompany your transition, to be the soft soundtrack to a dive that has already begun. You need not reach the end of every verse to reap its fruits. The simple fact of being here, breathing, listening, is already healing, is already rest, is already sleep under construction. Let every remaining word be merely a whisper, merely a distant melody. If you fall asleep now, it will be because your body has accepted the invitation. And if you remain awake, it is no problem. The path is already open, and sleep will come in its own time, gentle, inevitable, like the night that covers the world. As the night continues its silent advance, you feel the entire field around you has become your personal refuge. The moon remains high, guarding your dreams, and the glow of the stars continues to dance softly upon you. Every flower, every leaf, every distant sound contributes to building a space where nothing can disturb you, where the body finds repose and the mind rests without effort. Now imagine the air around you has a light weight, as if full of particles of calm. Each inhalation absorbs this lightness. Each exhalation releases any residual tension. You perceive that every cell in your body begins to respond. The muscles relax, the heart beats in a measured rhythm. The skin becomes more sensitive to the serenity enveloping the entire scene. The wind passes through the field again, touching you like caring hands, gently caressing your face, your neck, your arms. It carries no rush nor intention, only movement. And in this movement, you perceive that the thoughts which once seemed insistent now transform into breeze, into distant murmur, unable to disturb your rest. Imagine the field slowly transforming into an even vaster landscape. Soft mountains rise in the distance, their shapes illuminated by the moon, creating delicate shadows that seem to protect the space you are in. The sky above amplifies as if it were infinite, and the perception of expanse creates a sensation of freedom you perhaps haven't felt in a long time. You feel part of this landscape. There is no separation between you and the environment. Every stone, every leaf, every moonbeam pulses in sync with your body. It is a silent symphony of healing, where every detail works to alleviate weariness, dissipate anxiety, and guide you to a state of deep well-being. If any persistent thought arises, You observe it without judging it. It is merely a shadow that passes without disturbing the harmony that now inhabits your body and mind. Each breath carries it a little further away, as if it were a wave taking any unease far away. You perceive that you need not fight, you need not control. You need only allow nature itself to conduct the process. The sensation of lightness deepens. The body seems to float lightly upon the grass. The arms rest comfortably at your sides, the shoulders loosen, and the head finds absolute rest. The mind, in turn, begins to fill only with soft images, full of serenity. The moon reflected in the waters of the stream, the gentle movement of the leaves, the faint glow of the stars. Contemplating these images, you feel any pressure from the day dissolve. There is no more anxiety, no more tension. Only the ample space of the night, only the security of the field, only the softness of the present moment. This sensation begins to invade every organ, every muscle, every thought. You perceive you are not merely imagining, but feeling, absorbing the healing that serenity offers. If you close your eyes, you will see even more clearly the dance of light and shadows, the silent harmony of every element. Every star is a point of hope. Every flower is a gesture of welcome. Every distant sound is a reminder that you are part of something greater. Protected, cared for, loved in a silent way by the universe moving in its perfect rhythm. And finally, when consciousness slowly dissolves, you surrender to the sleep that arrives naturally. There is no struggle, no anxiety, only the body resting, the mind released, the soul at peace. This poem has fulfilled its role. It accompanied your transition, made the night softer, made calm possible, and allowed you to reconnect with the rest you deserve. The night follows its silent course, and you find yourself ever more immersed in the sensation of peace that began to be born in the first part. The field of flowers under the moonlight continues to be your refuge, but now it seems even vaster, as if it had expanded to welcome every thought, every sensation, every breath. Every detail around you invites deep rest. Feel the grass beneath your body, now softer, as if smoothed by the delicate touch of the night breeze. Every blade, every petal seems to move in sync with your breathing, as if the entire world had slowed its pace to match yours. It is a moment of total surrender where body and mind harmonize, and any vestige of the day's tension disappears. Looking at the sky, you perceive the stars are not fixed. They seem to dance, to form delicate patterns reminiscent of secret constellations, visible only to those who truly stop to observe. Each shimmering light transmits serenity, not just beauty, but a silent message. You are safe, you deserve to rest, you can let go. The wind passes through the field again, this time softer, almost imperceptible, and it carries with it a light and comforting scent. It touches your skin like gentle fingers, alleviating the weight you might still carry. With each touch, you feel a sensation of liberation. Heavy thoughts dissolve, worries become distant, and the body surrenders more and more to repose. Now imagine a small owl alighting on a nearby tree. Its attentive gaze is not threatening, merely curious, and its presence reinforces the sensation of silent companionship. It observes the field, observes you, and transmits the security that only nature can offer. You perceive you are not alone. There is care, there is presence, there is attention in every detail around you. Meanwhile, the stream continues its course, sliding over the stones with infinite patience. Its constant soft sound becomes a kind of metronome for your mind. Every drop that falls upon a stone is a reminder that time flows, but need not be rushed. You can allow yourself to merely exist, merely feel, merely rest. Breathing is no longer just a physical movement. It is a dance with the environment. Inhale the calm the night offers, absorbing every nuance of serenity. Exhale the tension, releasing every fragment of anxiety, every troublesome memory, every insistent thought. Each cycle of inhalation and exhalation brings you closer to a sensation of profound lightness, almost as if you were floating in the air. As you float mentally, you feel the field transform. The flowers glow softly, reflecting a light that does not blind, only welcomes. The sky seems even vaster, deeper, and safer. The movement of the clouds adds a slow dance to the landscape, reinforcing the sensation that everything is in harmony. It is as if the entire universe were breathing with you, maintaining a tranquil, constant, enveloping rhythm. And now, imagine small lights begin to appear around the field, as if small invisible lanterns mark the path to rest. They move slowly, rushing nothing, merely gently guiding your body and mind to a deeper state of serenity. Each light seems to whisper, "You can let go, you can rest, you can sleep." As you observe these lights, you feel the night and the field become one, and you become part of this integration. The body, every muscle, every joint responds. It relaxes, releases, flows. The mind follows, letting go of any resistance, any effort to control sleep. Everything is now surrender, everything is now trust, everything is now absolute rest. If any thought insists on remaining, you observe it with curiosity and softness. It has no urgency, it has no power. It is merely another element of the field that, like everything else, harmonizes with the vastness of the night. And upon perceiving this, an additional layer of lightness covers your body, making the repose even deeper. As you remain lying in this serene field, you perceive the moon casts a more intense glow upon the flowers, making each petal seem to pulse softly. This pulsation is not just visual but felt, as if nature itself were breathing along with you. Every flower, every leaf, every detail around transmits a sensation of deep comfort, inviting you to relax even more. Feel now that the field extends beyond what you can see. The vastness is comforting, not intimidating. The horizon seems infinite, but this causes no fear. On the contrary, it inspires freedom, relief, the sensation that there are no limits to the serenity you can reach. The night, silent and gentle, envelopes everything, like a protective mantle covering not just the body but the mind and soul. The wind traverses the space subtly, gently touching your shoulders, arms, and face. Each touch is delicate, like a caring gesture that dissolves the last remnants of tension. You perceive you need not strive, you need not struggle. Each breath is enough to maintain this connection with the field, to continue absorbing the calm, to allow the rest to deepen. Now imagine the nearby stream, closer than before, its sound becoming clearer, more enveloping. Every drop that hits the stones creates a symphony that rocks, a constant rhythm that demands nothing from you, only accompanies your state of serenity. Listening, you perceive your most insistent thoughts begin to dissolve, carried away by the melody of the waters running patiently, without rush, without effort. As you observe, you feel small lights emerge among the trees and flowers, like floating lanterns illuminating the path of the mind to deep rest. They move slowly, transmitting the silent message that all is safe, that you can let go, that tranquility is your natural right. Each light adds softness to the night, making the field even more welcoming. Your breathing continues, deep and measured. Inhale the serenity of the environment, absorbing the quiet around you. Exhale any remnant of anxiety, leaving the body heavier yet comfortable, and the mind calmer yet attentive to relaxation. Each breathing cycle creates an inner dance, a rhythm that synchronizes with the universe surrounding you, allowing sleep to approach without effort. Imagine now that the field's clearing transforms into an even more magical space. Tall trees form delicate arches. Flowers exude soft fragrances that evoke happy memories, and the sky opens up, showing a spectacle of stars that seem to smile upon you. Every detail transmits care, attention, and silent affection, as if the night itself had been arranged to guide you to repose. If any troubling thought arises, observe it without reacting, like a cloud passing through the night sky. It is transient, it has no power over you. As you observe it, you perceive your body becomes lighter, your mind clearer, and the serenity deepens in every part of you. Each passing moment, sleep draws nearer, not as an obligation, but as a natural consequence of relaxation and surrender. Allowing yourself to feel this tranquility, you perceive that every cell in your body regenerates, that every muscle loosens, that every heartbeat finds its natural rhythm. There is a healing effect in simply allowing yourself to exist in this space, in allowing yourself to rest without guilt, without rush, without expectations. And so the night continues its silent work. The moon accompanies, the wind rocks, the stream's waters sing, and you surrender to an increasingly intense sensation of peace. This is the state where body, mind, and soul align, where every part of you understands that serenity is not just possible, but inherent to your very nature. The field now reveals itself more detailed to your internal perception. Each petal seems to vibrate softly as if breathing along with you. The colors of the flowers become deeper, tones that do not distract, but envelop with comfort, transmitting a sensation of security and reassurance. Every element of the landscape acts as a silent reminder that calm is within your reach, if you merely allow it. The breeze crosses the field with delicacy, touching your hair, your face, your arms. Each contact is an invisible gesture of welcome. The wind seems to carry with it the lightness of all the worries you brought from the day, taking them away, dispersing any tension that might still exist. The sensation of surrender is natural, effortless, as if it were the very essence of the environment. The nearby stream continues to sing its constant melody, but now you feel each sound as if it were part of yourself. Every drop that hits the stones, every murmur of the moving water, creates a cadence that connects with the rhythm of your heart and your breathing. It is as if nature itself were adjusting your body and mind to the tempo of rest. As you watch the sky, you perceive stars appearing in soft patterns, almost as if they were silent messages. They need not be interpreted. They exist merely to be contemplated. And in contemplating them, you perceive that you too can exist without demands, without the need to justify every gesture. You have a right to repose. You have a right to this moment of serenity. Now, small lights begin to appear among the trees and flowers, like fireflies or floating lanterns. They move slowly, illuminating the field gently, without rush, without demanding attention. Each light transmits the sensation of care, security, and protection, reinforcing that this is a safe space for the mind and body to relax deeply. Your breathing continues, deep, soft, rhythmic. Inhale the tranquility of the field, absorbing every nuance of peace around you. Exhale any remnant of tension, allowing the body to become ever heavier with surrender, yet light with comfort. Each breathing cycle increases the sensation that everything is in its right place, that there is nothing to do but allow yourself to feel. You may perceive that the most insistent thoughts begin to dissolve. like leaves carried by the stream's current. They arise but do not disturb. They merely pass, and you remain at the center of serenity, in the clearing that expands infinitely around you. It is a space that exists exclusively for you, where rest is not just permitted but encouraged. As you surrender to this state, you feel every cell of the body regenerate. The muscles relax, the internal organs harmonize. The heart finds a calm and constant rhythm. The mind ceases to fight sleep and begins to float softly between wakefulness and deep repose. Every passing moment is a step closer to restorative rest. Now imagine the moon draws even closer to the field, as if it wants to envelop you in its light. There is no glare, only soft warmth, like a silent embrace that travels through every part of your body. It is a sensation of absolute protection, allowing you to feel safe, loved, and supported, even in complete solitude. The field then seems to gain a new dimension. Trees rise in delicate arches, forming a kind of natural cathedral, protecting you within it. Flowers exude fragrances that awaken pleasant, soft, comforting memories. The night becomes a living, welcoming presence, yet invisible, enveloping you in its silent and profound embrace. Serenity reaches every muscle, every joint, every thought. The body is completely surrendered, and the mind follows naturally, without resistance, toward a state of deep relaxation. Every detail of the internal landscape, every sound, every movement, every light, acts as a catalyst for rest, gently guiding you toward the restorative sleep that is already beginning to approach. The field enveloping you now seems to breathe along with you in a slow, measured cadence, as if the entire environment were synchronized with your body. Every moving leaf, every leaning flower, every moonbeam touching the ground, becomes part of a delicate symphony that rocks your mind and body to rest. The wind traverses the space with softness, enveloping arms, neck, face, spreading sensation of comfort and lightness. It carries with it the silence of the night, dissolving any fragment of anxiety or tension that may still reside within you. Each touch is like an invisible gesture of affection, strengthening the sensation of security and surrender. The nearby stream maintains its constant, soft sound, each drop hitting the stones like notes of a calming melody. Listening, you feel the water's flow reflects the natural flow of your thoughts. Some appear, others disappear, but all pass without causing disturbance. You merely observe and let them follow, finding tranquility in their impermanence. As the sky reveals itself more starry, small lights appear among the trees, moving slowly, gently illuminating the path of rest. These lights demand no attention. They merely exist like silent reminders that all is safe, that rest is permitted, that sleep can arrive without rush. Each light strengthens the sensation of welcome and protection that already envelopes you. Your breathing remains slow, deep, and measured. Inhale the peace of the field, absorbing every detail of the serenity around you. Exhale any remaining tension, allowing your body to become heavier, yet comfortable, and your mind calmer, yet present. Each breathing cycle brings you closer to a state of total surrender, where there is no need for effort, only presence. Imagine now the nearby trees lean slightly, forming a kind of protective arch around you. Flowers exude soft fragrances that evoke pleasant, comforting memories, bringing a sensation of warmth and security. The night becomes alive, yet gentle, filling every space with calm, as if the universe itself were taking care of you. If insistent thoughts arise, observe them without reaction, like clouds slowly passing through the night sky. They have no power over you, they are transient, harmless. As you observe, you perceive the serenity around you deepens even more. The body grows lighter, the mind calmer, and the sensation of well-being spreads through every cell. The field now seems infinitely vast but does not intimidate. On the contrary, it inspires freedom and relief. Every detail, the moon, the stars, the wind, the stream, the flowers, works in harmony to guide you to a state of deep repose. The sensation is of complete integration. You are part of the night is part of you, and all is in perfect sync. Breathing becomes almost automatic, as if conducted by the very nature of the field. Each inhalation carries serenity. Each exhalation carries away any leftover worry. The muscles relax completely, the internal organs harmonize, and the heart finds a calm, constant rhythm, as if embedded in the melody of the night itself. Now close your eyes completely and feel that the field and the sky continue to exist within you, even without visual perception. Every sound, every touch, every scent transforms into sensory memory, reinforcing the inner security and peace. You perceive this state of serenity is deep, absolute, ready to receive restorative sleep. As the night advances, the field and the sky seem to merge into a single space of calm. The moon continues to shine, reflecting its soft light on the flowers and grass, while the stars twinkle slowly, transmitting a sensation of tranquil eternity. Every detail of the internal landscape becomes more vivid, closer, more enveloping, inviting you to surrender even more to deep repose. The wind traverses the field, caressing the skin in a subtle but constant way. Each touch reinforces the sensation of security, like invisible hands that comfort and protect. The air, laden with soft fragrances, envelopes you, bringing pleasant memories, recollections of moments of peace, sensations of coziness that blend with the night, and make any feeling of anxiety or discomfort impossible. The stream continues its serene flow, and you feel each water droplet reflects the very rhythm of life. Constant, patient, harmonious. Your thoughts align with this rhythm, arising and passing without disturbing, without demanding attention. It is as if each sound of the water carries with it any remnant of tension, leaving only lightness and calm. Now observe the small floating lights spreading through the field, delicately illuminating the landscape. They seem to move with awareness, guiding you step by step toward a deeper state of serenity. Each light transmits care, protection, and the certainty that this is a safe space for the mind and body to rest fully. Breathing remains rhythmic, natural, deep. Inhale slowly, absorbing the tranquility the field offers. Exhale slowly, releasing any weight that may still exist. Each breathing cycle transforms into a bridge between the state of wakefulness and deep repose, gently guiding you toward the sensation of total surrender. Feel your body become heavier, but in a pleasant, comfortable, secure way. Every muscle relaxes, every joint loosens, every cell regenerates. The heart beats at a serene pace, and the mind detaches from any need for control. There is nothing to do but feel, breathe, and allow sleep to arrive naturally and gently. As you watch the sky and the field in your mind, feel that all is in perfect harmony. The trees form delicate arches that seem to protect you. The flowers exude aromas that remind you of comfort, and the field extends infinitely, bringing a sensation of freedom and lightness. Every element reinforces the security and well-being, allowing the rest to be deep and restorative. If any persistent thought arises, you observe it without judgment, like clouds passing slowly through the night sky. Possesses no power over you. The serenity of the field and the melody of the night envelop every part of your body and mind, dissolving any fragment of worry or tension. You perceive this moment as yours, exclusive, and that rest is not only permitted but deserved. Finally, consciousness approaches the threshold between wakefulness and sleep. The body rests totally, the mind grows quiet, and the soul surrenders to the sensation of absolute peace. The poem until here has fulfilled its role. It created a safe space, guided your breathing, aligned your body and mind with the serenity of the night, preparing you for the deep and restorative rest that approaches. The journey ends here, leaving you ready to advance even further into relaxation, toward a state of deep well-being where every detail of the field and the night will continue to gently guide you toward sleep. And so, slowly you surrender completely to the night, to rest, and to the peace the universe offers. Every muscle, every thought, every sigh is welcomed and released, guiding you to a deep, regenerative sleep full of serenity. Here ends the poem's journey, but the sensation of well-being, calm, and renewal remains, filling body, mind, and soul with the harmony you deserve.